Obviously, Dave Williams, looking back at the legacy, the one thing that really has meant a lot to me, or and not just to me, I think it means a lot to you guys as fans and in general, and it's very important that you guys have been so respectful of his legacy, and you've worked to really keep him part of Drowning Pool, at least in essence, from what I can tell, since obviously his passing. How is Dave's, legacy? How is that intertwined in Drowning Pool today? And really, what is you guys' relationship with that now?
It's pretty wild. I mean, yeah, we definitely keep Dave's you know, we keep that alive through music, especially playing songs off the center record. But it's also, something that's kind of become our own too. It's pretty wild how like songs just evolve naturally, and especially with Ryan's voice on top of it, it does that justice. But it has, we still bring like a new energy to the songs on top of what's there already. It's always a hats off to Dave because that was the big song that people knew, or the introductory song, if you will. Um, so yeah, it's like I kind of feel like he's just always hanging out. It kind of you still feel like he's just like here hanging out with you. He's definitely had a big presence back then, and especially with Ryan. Ryan's been still great. So we always give mad respect from where we started, and the fans get that as well. So there's always a good mix. I always look for, like we were talking about the set list earlier, mixing some of the center stuff. But we had a lot of great songs, with Full Circle and a self-titled record that it's fun to sit around and there's some stuff we have never played before, even with Ryan, like live, that we get to do with Ryan as well. So we keep it fresh, man. It's been
Yeah.
exciting for sure.
For me, it's it's part of it.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, I get to be on stage with three of the guys that have been there from the get-go, and
Hmm.
that's awesome. But then also acknowledging and keeping in the hearts and in our hearts and minds, Dave, like CJ said,
That's right.
it's always like he's right there, he's and I love that, it's for me personally. I mean, his mom called me a couple of days after we jammed together and was like, she told me on the phone, after I lied to her and told her. Well, I didn't lie to her. I told her I was in Indiana, which I was at that moment. I was in Indiana.
On the phone in Indiana after you were
Right.
here and
Okay.
started singing with.
She didn't say, "Where were you this past weekend?" She said, "Where are
Right.
you at?" And I answered, "I'm in Indiana." But she said to me then, that she said that if anybody was gonna sing Davy stuff, he'd want to be me, and
Yeah.
that was the seal for me, that because even at that very get-go, I felt weird that I was stepping on toes because I love Dave.
Yeah.
He was a great individual. But that was a seal for me.
Yeah. Mom said it
Right.
was
That
cool, man.
it made it
Right.
very easy. It made it very easy to through the years to always. I mean, he's always like CJ said, he's always right there, but he's always, in the hearts and minds too. That of not just ourselves, but of the fans as well, man. There's a lot of people out there that he touched, whether it was in a conversation or whether it was in just a 3-second passerby. Dave had a way of making his mark on people. So it's easy to keep his spirit involved.